Utah's medical marijuana program is supposed to roll out in about 3 weeks, but tonight, one group worries the state is not ready.
And they even have a warning for doctors. Fox 13's John Franke joins us to break down the complicated issue. John.
Yeah, guys, just yesterday, the state health department encouraged doctors to register to be able to recommend medical marijuana once the program begins. Well, today, Truce Utah, one group behind that legislation effort, said doctors may actually be at risk.
The way our current Utah law is written puts doctors in direct harm's way.
Christine Stenquist worked for years trying to get medical cannabis legalized in Utah. Now, with less than 3 weeks to go before the state program rolls out, she's worried doctors could find themselves in legal trouble if they prescribe the drug.
I have a physician who's on my board, Dr. Talbot, who penned the letter cautioning the rest of his colleagues not to enroll in the program.
Truce Utah released this 7-page legal analysis cautioning that federal law still considers marijuana an illegal drug, meaning if a doctor prescribes it as outlined in the state law, he or she could face serious consequences.
It's more likely if the DE ever decides, hey, we're going to start cracking down on these states, the first thing they would do would be to pull the doctors' registrations to write prescriptions.
The Utah Department of Health released this statement, saying the DEA has never taken action against a physician who is in compliance with the laws of the state where they practice. But Truce Utah wants more assurance.
So the fact that it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen.
They fear the Department of Justice and U.S. Attorney for Utah John Huber could target doctors.
I would like Huber to come out and say he won't, because if he says he won't, then we're fine.
But so far that hasn't happened. And as the March 1st date approaches, when patients can legally acquire the medicine here in Utah, Stenquist and other proponents feel more frustration with what has been a marathon process.
Enough is enough. This charade has gone on across the country. We need to call on the federal government to actually do something. We need to have a rescheduling. We need to end federal prohibition.
And I reached out to U.S. Attorney for Utah John Huber. His office declined to comment for this story, saying they try not to make comments about state legislation while the legislature is in session. In the studio, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.